This video is to show how to find equivalent ratios using fractions from a word problem. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to figure out what two things are being compared in this word problem. To make lemonade, you need to use 3 tablespoons of mix for every 2 cups of water. If I use 8 cups of water, how much lemonade mix should I add? So a ratio is when you compare two things. So the first thing I need to think of is what two things are being compared. And as I look at this problem, I see that lemonade mix to water are being compared. So I go ahead and I label and write down the two things that are being compared. It's really important that you label in word problems. That way you keep everything organized. Step 2. I need to look at what the original ratio was. So it says that I use 3 tablespoons of mix and 2 cups of water. I'm going to write that as a fraction. 3 tablespoons of mix for every 2 cups of water. So the 2 is on the same line as the water, and the lemonade mix is on the same line as the 3. Step 3. I need to go ahead and figure out what else other information was given in the problem. Because with these problems, they're always going to give you at least 3 pieces of information and you have to solve for the 4th. If I use 8 cups of water, so that's sort of the information that they gave me. So I know that I want to put the 8 where it says water because the problem said 8 cups of water. So that's why the 8 went on the bottom. Now, I have to identify what am I looking for. How much lemonade mix should I add? So I'm looking for the amount of lemonade mix that's needed for 8 cups of water. So that's why the question mark, or you can use a variable such as the letter X to represent your unknown or what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the amount of mix if I use 8 cups of water. Now, as we learned earlier, now I'm just making an equivalent ratio using fractions. So I'm going to look at the 2 denominators that I have right here. 2 times 4 is 8. So whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 4. 3 times 4 equals 12. So my answer is going to be 12 tablespoons of lemonade mix. Remember those steps as you do a word problem. The first step is you have to figure out what two things are you comparing. The second step, look for the ratio that's given. They said it was the ratio from lemonade mix to water was 3 to 2. I like to write it as a fraction because I found equivalent fractions before in earlier grades. The next thing I need to do is I need to look for the other piece of information given. They told me that I was going to have 8 cups of water and that I was looking for however many tablespoons of mix. Once you have your 2 equivalent ratios set up as fractions, we call it a proportion. Then you're ready to solve.